And as some commonly know, she's often referred to on this campus as Saint Phyllis for having the patience to contend with her professor husband, Alan. Please join me in welcoming today's commencement speaker, Phyllis Garfield.
Thank you, President Bullock, the Board of Trustees, and the Commencement Committee for this opportunity. First of all, and most importantly, I want to offer my sincere congratulations to each of you on your achievements. Whether you're floating out on a cloud of accomplishments or finding yourself wishing one thing or another would have gone differently, I know it took a lot of effort to get to this day. At this point, each of you deserves to feel you have achieved a goal. We are so happy for you and for the families who supported and encouraged you. Putting my international studies hat on for a minute, I want to say a special word about the achievements of our students who come to us from faraway places, including, though not limited to, our international students. Many of them have spent years learning not only another language, but another alphabet. They've struggled to gain a level of competence that will allow them to study alongside college students whose first language is the language of the classroom. And they often find they need to also learn a new way of learning, as our academic system may differ from what they have known. Then, after they've learned all that, they have to learn to live and to problem solve in a culture vastly different from their own, far from family and friends. These young people are my heroes. Small wonder I rarely make it through a commencement ceremony with dry eyes as I watch students proudly walk across the stage and accept the diploma that marks years of hard work. So to our international students and to our students who leave their families on distant military bases and to our students who are first-generation residents, I give another heartfelt congratulations. This is your day and you belong here. So, what should you hear as you leave us? I consulted my wise and patient partner of 36 years, Professor Alan Garfield, and he reminded me that the best commencement talks are inspirational, timely, and brief. Very brief. Thank you, sweetheart. Even so, I would like to offer some words to challenge you and encourage you as you move on into this world. And that's where the problem lies for me today. The world isn't a very nice place right now. Every morning I get an email from our international insurance provider called the Daily Risk Briefing. And there, laid out country by country, city by city, in alphabetical order, are all the disasters of the day. The natural disasters, the strikes, the demonstrations, the conflicts, the bombings, the many ways our world is suffering right now. It's a pretty discouraging way to start the day. And it's hard not to feel helpless in the light of all the need and sadness and incivility in our world. Where's the hope? For some reason, the words I find the most encouraging come from an ancient collection of rabbinic writings called The Ethics of the Fathers. Rabbi Tarfon essentially says, and I'm paraphrasing, that the task of repairing the world is huge, and there aren't enough workers. And while we're not expected to finish the job, we are certainly expected to give it a go. We must each make a beginning. How do we begin? Well, let me tell you a story. Milan Rai was an up-and-coming young artist in Kathmandu, Nepal last year. With the support of some Western friends, he was beginning to gain an international reputation and enjoyed the excitement of living in this loud, crowded, exuberant city. Within a few minutes this past April, his world changed as a major earthquake shook much of his country, destroying buildings, homes, and lives. And as he stumbled through the rubble, overwhelmed by helplessness at what he saw, he came across a large open park where people were sleeping without shelter, afraid to re-enter their fragile homes. The destruction and hopelessness were overwhelming. As he wandered around, he realized there were only a few inadequate toilets, open trenches, and no privacy for the women surviving there. He went home, recruited some friends, and came back with shovels, bamboo poles, and sheeting. He and his friends began to dig latrines. Seeing them working, others joined in. In the first few days, they dug 25 sanitary latrines and screened them with makeshift walls of bamboo and vinyl sheets. And from that first project, more have grown. Others heard about his work and came to help or contributed material. They have created sanitary facilities in a number of outlying villages, provided accessible latrines for the elderly and disabled, provided sanitation supplies and medication to prevent the diseases that follow such disasters, and are continuing to fill the needs as they see them. Look for Milan Rai on Facebook. I guarantee it's the first time that stories of toilets ever touched me so deeply, and I think you might find the same. I challenge each of you to start with the work at hand. Don't feel overwhelmed because you can't do everything. Milan Rai's story is more than latrines. He has continued to raise funds and awareness throughout the world for the people of Nepal. Stories are powerful. One of the best ways to begin to make a difference in this world is to listen. Listen to the stories of the people you walk with, work with, study with. Another of my favorite nuggets of wisdom, attributed to the Greek philosopher Epictetus, reminds us that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we talk. Just this past week, I suggested a story day as a final project in the cross-cultural studies class that I teach. I had been frustrated by my inability to get a diverse classroom of students connected. Finally, on the last day of class, we listened to stories of families, of homes of dreams and plans. We heard that a girl from Decorah keeps peacocks on her farm. A young man from Saudi Arabia owns 75 camels, which his brother is looking after while he studies. A student from Florida struggles with our Dubuque winters. Maybe not this one. A girl from Illinois and a boy from Jeddah agree that family is everything. And suddenly, no one is the other in the same way. The long, awkward silences are erased, and we all leave talking about our favorite places at home. Obviously, I don't plan to wait until the last day of class next semester to have story day. Our stories connect us. Please, have the courage and the patience to listen to other stories and to ask questions. Stories can shine light in the dark corners of prejudice and ignorance. And light is so important at this time of the year. Right now it's dark by 5 o'clock. Small wonder that light and hope are so central to our spiritual lives at this season. The Hindu Diwali lamps, the Hanukkah menorah, the Advent candles, all shine at a dark time of the year and remind us that there is more to the universe than what is visible at this time and place. Lately, it seems to me that the light is struggling a lot more than usual. The darkness of prejudice, of xenophobia, of hateful language is spreading and choking out the light of other stories. What should be an exciting time for everyone in this country, visitors, students, and citizens, the opportunity to witness our democratic political process at work as aspiring candidates discuss their qualification for leadership, is instead causing fear and insecurity. People who should know better, whose own families came as immigrants to this place, are succumbing to the dark language of fear and intolerance. It is shameful. People who know well where this language of prejudice can lead are afraid to speak up or feel that one voice won't make a difference. Don't be afraid. Perhaps your words will give someone else courage, or at least encouragement. Please, each of you, this is important. The they that are being talked about are our neighbors and our colleagues. Be the light. In a quick Google search, and I don't know how we made it through college before Google was invented, I found 15 references to being the light in both the Hebrew Bible and the New Testament. Your word is a light to my path from Psalms. Let your light shine from Matthew. You are the light of the world from Matthew again. I placed you as a light from the Acts of the Apostles. Arise, shine, your light has come from the book of Isaiah. In other words, we have it on very good authority. God wants us to be the light in God's world. Musician and lyricist Leonard Cohen, and I know this is quite a segue from the Hebrew Testament to Leonard Cohen, but reminds us that working with what we have, ringing the bells that still ring, using even our broken tools, will bring light into the world. Don't wait until everything is perfectly aligned to shine your light or make your move. Start where you are. That, Cohen says in his anthem, is how the light gets in. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. In closing, because I know you're anxious to see those diplomas, I want to congratulate you again. And I want to tell you that the reason I'm not discouraged by the news around us is because I do believe that you and your fellow graduates can make a difference. You will do the work at hand, one act at a time. You will listen to other stories. You will be the light, and you will repair the world. Best wishes to each of you as you go forward, whether it feels like the beginning or just the next step. And don't be strangers. You'll always have a home at UD, and we'll always be excited to hear from you. Thank you.